the psychology of decision-making and why we procrastinate? Imagine a world where you never procrastinate again. Sounds impossible, right? But understanding the hidden psychological triggers that drive us to delay is the first step to reclaiming your time and productivity. Get ready to unlock the secrets of your mind and finally conquer that never-ending to-do list. Here's something nobody tells you about procrastination. It's not actually about being lazy. In fact, some of the most ambitious, driven people you know are chronic procrastinators. That's because procrastination isn't a time management problem, it's an emotion regulation problem. And your brain? It's been lying to you about why you do it. See, there's a dark side to how our minds work that keeps us trapped in this cycle. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. But I'm warning you now, what you're about to learn might make you question every decision you've made in the past week. Still here? Good, let's go down the rabbit hole. Picture this. You have a report due in 2 weeks. Future you will handle it, right? Future you is basically a superhero, organized, motivated, unstoppable. But here's the twisted part. Future you doesn't exist. Your brain has this glitch called present bias, and it's working against you right now. Neurologically, when you think about your future self, the same brain regions light up as when you think about a complete stranger. Not your best friend. Not your family, a stranger. That's why you're so generous with future use time. You're literally making deals with someone your brain doesn't even recognize as you. But it gets darker. Every time you choose the comfort of now over the discomfort of doing the task, you're not just delaying work. You're activating your brain's reward centers, the same ones that light up with addictive behaviors. That small hit of relief you feel when you decide, I'll do it later, that's dopamine. You're literally getting high on procrastination. And like any high, you're going to chase it again tomorrow. But why does the idea of starting the task feel so unbearable in the first place? The answer is more sinister than you think. Here's where it gets really twisted. You know that mounting dread you feel about an unfinished task? That anxiety that builds every day you don't do it? Your brain is actually choosing that slow burn torture over the acute discomfort of just starting the damn thing. Welcome to temporal discounting, your brain's inability to properly value future consequences. Right now, the anxiety of not doing the task feels manageable. Distant, like background noise you can live with. But the discomfort of actually sitting down and facing it? That feels immediate, intense, unbearable. So your brain makes a calculation. I'd rather feel anxious for the next 30 days than uncomfortable for the next 2 hours. It's choosing chronic stress over acute effort. And the math doesn't even make sense, but your brain doesn't care about math, it cares about what feels better right now. Here's the really messed up part. This isn't even the worst thing your brain is doing to you. Because while you're busy managing this anxiety, there's another mechanism working in the shadows, and this one's connected to something much deeper than just avoiding discomfort. This one's about who you think you are. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. What if you're procrastinating because you're terrified of finding out you're not as good as you think you are? This is called self-handicapping, and it's your ego's ultimate defense mechanism. If you work on something half-heartedly at the last minute, and it turns out mediocre, you have a built-in excuse. Oh, I could have done better if I'd had more time. Your identity stays intact. You never have to face the possibility that your best effort might not be good enough. But if you give it your all and it still fails, that's existential. That's not about the task anymore, that's about you. So your brain, in its twisted wisdom, decides it's safer to never find out. Procrastination becomes a shield. A way to keep the story you tell yourself about your potential safely in the realm of, what if instead of what is, and some people carry this shield their entire lives, always wondering what they could have achieved if they just ... tried. Dark, right? But wait, there's actually something you can do about all of this. And no, it's not some productivity hack or motivational speech. Here's the thing nobody wants to admit. You can't think your way out of procrastination. You have to feel your way out. Remember how we said procrastination is emotion regulation? The solution isn't to just do it or be more disciplined. It's to get comfortable with discomfort. And I'm not talking about some Zen mindfulness guru nonsense. I'm talking about a deliberate practice. Sitting with the uncomfortable feeling of wanting to avoid a task for just 10 minutes. Not doing the task, just observing the feeling without running from it. Because here's what happens. That overwhelming dread you feel? It peaks at about 10 minutes and then starts to fade. Your brain realizes the discomfort isn't actually dangerous. It recalibrates. The second strategy? Make friends with future you. Seriously. Research shows that when people are shown digitally aged photos of themselves, they're more likely to save for retirement. When future you becomes real to your brain, present bias loses its power. And finally, and this is the hardest one, you need to separate your identity from your output. One bad result doesn't make you a bad person. One failure doesn't define your potential. But you'll never know what you're truly capable of until you stop hiding behind "I didn't have enough time." So, here's the truth. Procrastination isn't a character flaw. It's not about being lazy or lacking willpower. It's your brain trying to protect you from discomfort, from anxiety, from the possibility of failure. But that protection comes at a cost, and that cost is the life you could be living if you weren't so busy avoiding it. The good news? Now you know what you're really up against. Not your to-do list, not time management, but the ancient, protective mechanisms of your own mind. And knowing that, that's the first real step to breaking free. If this video made you see procrastination differently, hit that like button. And if you want more deep dives into the weird, dark psychology that runs your life, subscribe because we're just getting started. See you in the next one. And hey, maybe get started on that thing you've been avoiding. Future you will thank you for it, or not. They're basically a stranger anyway.